episode of Bagged and Board. I am Vlad St. Valentine, and with me is Mr. Joseph Bowen. How's it going?
I'm doing good. There's a cat here.
Yeah.
Really cute.
Paco's going to join us for this episode, apparently. He's been reading Maximum Carnage as well. He's also going to knock over the... he apparently did not care for this issue. That is his critique.
I mean, we all know who his favorite character is. Him.
So, we're talking about Maximum Carnage Part 9.
Yes.
Taking place in the Spectacular Spider-Man number 202. This one is mostly just a fight in a park.
For the most part.
But we get a lot of the repeating themes that we see in the series that we see over and over and over again, which is, again, Peter Parker is debating the morality of what he's doing by working with Morbius and Cloak as he gets more agitated and angry and vengeful because of the death of Dagger.
Yep.
And, of course, Venom, who's just kill Cletus, kill
That's
Carnage.
all he wants. Yeah, that's all he's in it for. Yeah.
Because he feels responsible for creating him.
Yeah. Also, symbiotes are prone to being a little more, I was going to say incestuous, but that's not the right one. Cannibalistic.
Well,
Not incestuous.
I wouldn't go that far so much to say they're cannibalistic, because I mean certainly there are those symbiotes that coexist, especially as we're seeing the King in Black series right now. But they do definitely take on a part of their host. I think the Carnage symbiote never had a chance.
Ah, okay.
You know, I think being bonded to Cletus from the beginning has kind of rendered it anything but sane.
True. Yeah. Makes sense.
So, I mean, the symbiotes they're not human, so they don't really see, humans are a source of brains, a source of, nutrients.
Right.
So it's not like they're evil. They're alien, semi-ravenous monsters almost.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, but
Yeah. Well,
with teeth.
Well, they had teeth in Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, didn't they?
Different types of teeth.
Okay. I was thinking the cartoon. Love the cartoon.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Yep. It's a good one.
Is it?
I mean, I like the song.
Almost a good idea is making the Toxic Avenger into a cartoon, the Toxic Crusader. Hey, this movie is full of gore and titties. Let's make it into a child's cartoon. That's a good.
I forgot about that one.
The
toys are pretty cool, though.
I had the board game and the Toxic Crusader.
Yeah. Some of the toys are pretty cool, like the one that glue in the dark.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I had a few of them. But Carnage reforms, as we saw him do at the end of the last series or the last issue. And he's like, my symbiote is not what it used to be. It's now part of my blood. No matter how many times you destroy it, it's going to keep coming back. It doesn't die. But as Carnage reforms, he goes on the attack and Spider-Man tries to put up a little defensive wall and Venom's like, screw defending. He's like, we need to retreat and reform another plan since the sonic gun didn't work. He's like, screw that. We're
just going to go on the attack, and him and Morbius and Cloak, for that matter, all just kind of jump over. And
then Firestar and Spider-Man start having their moral debate again. And again, for the fourth time in this series, Black Cat has to snap him out of it by being like, you guys can sit here and be on your moral high horse while you want to, but while you're at it, we're going to risk our lives to stop these people who are on a rampage.
We're going to actually do something. You guys can come back in an hour or two when you're done.
Yeah, and when you do, you can check the body count.
Yeah.
And they immediately just kind of look at each other and join the fray.
All right,
again.
let's go.
Yeah, it's this whole issue. I mean,
it's mostly a lot of inner conflict with Spider-Man, and then everyone else is outer conflict.
The theme of this is Spider-Man thinks there has to be another way. And he keeps saying there has to be another way than just being brutal and being bloodthirsty and killing people. And I get where they're going with this, and I get that that's going to be, they're going to say they do save the day without killing the guy in the end, but it all comes back to kind of the things, like, as we point out, the things that the Bat family kind of accuses Batman of. At the end of the day, it's like, yeah, you may have won that day and put that person down, but they came back and killed people again, and they're going to keep coming back, and Carnage keeps coming back, and he's going to kill more people and cause way more problems. And so are you complicit in these deaths for having not put the murderer down when you had the chance?
Exactly.
So
for the ones that have already died, plus the ones that will probably die again later on. Yeah.
So Cloak and Shriek get into it, and he's still on his little blood vendetta against her. But the thing is, she's got just as much reason to be ticked at him. He's the one who created her by sucking her into his void in the first place. But we found a new facet of her power. She's able to amplify your emotions, your pain, and your misery, and also project it onto other people. And so she's the reason why people have been going crazy and rioting, and
There's been all
average
the-
people have been,
more aggressive than
Yeah.
usual, and
snapping and stuff like that, because she's been amplifying people's aggressive tendencies and their anger and stuff. And she even says that
Well,
being
that and
with
also
Carnage is
with Carnage
feeding
as
off
well,
of it,
yeah.
making her more powerful, feeding off Carnage's energy and stuff like that.
Yep.
So, but once she amplifies kind of the people around the area, and so just average people start kind of joining the
they
fray.
they get into the fight too, which was, I didn't really I remember reading this before, but I didn't remember that.
Well, there's just rioting all over the city, and these people just happen to be by, and so they kind of join in with things. And
Mm-hmm.
Morbius starts trying to kill him because he's like, well, screw it, if you're on Carnage's side, then you deserve to die. And
Exactly. Yeah.
Black Cat stops him and just knocks the dude out and is like, hey, calm your ass down. And while she's distracted by Morbius, she gets knocked out by a guy with a trash can lid.
Yeah, a trash can lid.
Which shows you really how outclassed Black Cat might be in these situations.
Also, it's a trash can lid. I mean,
yeah, man, Mick Foley takes like 20 of those a day, and he seems fine.
Yeah.
Well,
he did.
fine. He's sitting around pretending he's Santa Claus these days. But
yeah, nowadays, but yeah, before, yeah, he's fine.
Yeah.
And he wasn't even in Black Cat, physique.
No,
So-
no. He's a big old chubby guy.
Yeah.
But yeah. And when Morbius sees her get knocked out, he gets distracted and he gets taken out by Demogoblin with the
Yep.
pumpkin bombs. So 2 heroes down.
Looked like he got set on fire and burned to the ground.
Things are getting more and more desperate at this point, and Venom's finally, Firestar hits Carney with their heat beams again, and he hightails it out there. She's like, "Oh, these things are hurting you," and
Even though he was saying that it didn't. 'Cause
Yeah.
Carnage is trying to say, "Oh no, fire and Sonics don't work on me."
Venom's like, "Hey, the flames still hurt him, even though the sonic gun didn't take him out." And she's like, "Well, he's just gonna reform." He's like, "No, keep burning him until he's dead, and he's nothing but a smear."
Yeah.
And she's like, I can't kill somebody. Of course, she goes to the whole hero thing again. I can't
Goes through
kill
all
somebody.
that. And then, surprisingly of all people, Spider-Man's the one that tells her to actually do it.
And that's what makes her do it, is because, she says if it had come from anybody else, but since Spider-Man snapped and he's crossed that line, then maybe there really is no hope and there is no reason to hold back.
Right.
And she starts roasting his ass, but of course, Spider-Man just relents it. And he's like, no, you can't do this. I was wrong. Stop. And she's
He has
like,
a moment of clarity. Yeah. And then
and she's
she
like, oh,
stops.
thank God he was, we don't need to do this. But Carnage reforms. She's weakened by this, and Venom goes
She
to
can't fight, and Venom at this point is pissed off at Spider-Man and knocks
and
him
her.
out.
Well, yeah, he goes to attack her, and Spider-Man goes to step in, and he's like, we hate you, we're not gonna work with you. You're a weakling, you're too soft, and then just smacks him like a mile away.
Yep, knocks him out. Yeah.
Yeah, just like Babe Ruth's his ass out of that part. Called that shot.
Yeah.
But of course, he gets taken out by Shriek almost instantly
Yeah, because at that point he lunges at her, and so she just blasts him
with her sonic rays and stuff.
until eventually the symbiote's pretty much gone on him.
And her and Carney have a good old just ass whooping party
Yeah.
on Eddie Brock.
Take a boot party to him. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So he's laying there like a broken Dolph Lundgren,
uh,
a mulleted, broken Dolph Lundgren. I think those are like half of your sexual fantasies, aren't they?
broken. So,
But yeah, this ends with them carting him away. They cart Venom away. They take the sonic gun with them so they can just torture the shit out of him. And I'm pretty sure that's what the next issue is. Just them, they can hold up at the, if I remember correctly, it's been a while since I read it. Hold up in the Statue of Liberty head, just torturing the shit out of Venom, like dangling him over a flame and then shooting with the sonic gun for funsies and just generally fucking with him.
I don't remember that one. I'm gonna I'll have to read ahead a little bit.
I only had a few growing up, and I believe that was one of the ones I had. I know I had that one, and I had the one before this. I had issue 8 with where they had the sonic gun on the cover blasting them. Yeah, man, I never had many comics growing up. I could probably count on one hand the number I had. I got like 3 or 4 of these, and that was the most of any one run I got.
Right.
I had the video game and stuff. So
Yeah, I got all my information from the video games on that one. And of course, they're not going to put that in the video games.
I may have gotten all of them, if I had known how comic books worked as a child, but I didn't really have a comic shop. I just had the little gas station at the corner of my
Whatever they
neighborhood.
had on a rack. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, X-Men. Okay.
Yeah. And you wanted X-Men and Spider-Man. Well, you wanted X-Men mostly because the cartoon was on at the time.
Exactly.
We were
Yeah.
buying all the
That
comics.
was the big one for me. Yeah.
So we end with Venom being taken hostage. All the heroes are down, and Spider-Man again goes back to his thoughts. He's like, there's got to be a better way. And just as he's thinking that, we get Captain America doing, howdy, Spider-Man. You look like you could use a hand. Like, I loved it. It was so corny, but it was just so great. It was such an amazing Captain America moment. It was not amazing.
So
it was
Captain
it was a
America,
quintessential Captain America moment. It was wonderful.
Yeah, but I'm also thinking, like, what is he really gonna do? I mean,
it doesn't matter. It makes us feel good for the end of this after we just got Eddie Brock taken away from us and we were down and out. So we have a more competent hero who's actually in line with the way the heroes think. You know,
yeah,
as
that
a
makes
kid
sense.
reading this, you know, it's a much better choice than Venom as far as partners go.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because you're like, oh, Captain America, yeah.
And plus, he might have the phone number of the rest of the Avengers.
You're probably gonna need them.
Yeah, just
clearly your little ragtag group of failures isn't working for you.
Maybe
so
call
you
the
need
Fantastic Four in, get Human Torch, who's nothing but living flame. Maybe get him to go give old Carney a hug.
Yeah, just give him a hug. Yeah,
give him a hug, go supernova. Just be done with it.
There's a handful of people that could. I mean, here's the thing: almost all of Marvel is in New York City. So I mean, why not get someone more competent? Like, oh man, this guy's running around, he's on fire. We'll find a random ice guy. We've got dozens of them. Just pick a ice guy and take care of the
there's
fire
a million
guy.
of people with the elemental flat powers.
Yeah,
just pick one.
There's plenty of people that are the opposite of what's running around already tearing stuff up. So why it's always got to be the same 2 or 3 people?
That is true. You just pick one of every power, put them on the team, and have them put on standby. Then when someone acts up, you call the person who's best suited to counteract that power and just be done with it.
Done. Yeah, done.
Efficient.
Here's our list of known villains. Here's our weaknesses. And even this guy breaks out of Ravencroft. You're up.
Oh, also
Done.
every hero gets a license to kill from the government. Whether they use it or not, that's their
the
their
option's
business.
there.
But the
Yeah,
option
the option's
is
there.
definitely there.
The option's there.
In which case, we will probably be calling Frank Castle for most things.
Why didn't they just call him? Because I'm pretty sure he could have taken care of most of this issue already.
I don't know. Does a bullet to Carnage's brain from a high caliber bullet from a far distance, would that go through the symbiote?
It would at least stop Shriek from her thing that's
her sonic blast.
Yeah,
That's going to be screwing up everybody else. She's
the whole
wrecking
city.
shop.
Yeah.
So
it does make the video games make more sense though, because what are all these guys running around like tire irons coming after Spider-Man for? It's just a side scroller beat 'em
It's
up.
just
but,
Streets of Rage. You got to
it's just a beat 'em up game. But now if you think about the comic book though, Shriek's doing it because these are the guys that are just the dude's out for a jog with a tire iron, and now it's like, oh, I want to fight Spider-Man.
Speaking of want to fuck Spider-Man, we do get an obligatory MJ scene to remind us that still exists.
Oh yeah, she's still here. She still has a smoking problem. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's a giant.
The first picture is a close-up of her ashtray.
Giant overfull ashtray. Smoke up, kids. Spider-Man's wife does it, and look how hot she is.
Don't you want to marry Spider-Man?
Come on, girls, you want to be pretty? Quit eating and start smoking. It's a good thing Spider-Man never did those fucking G.I. Joe PSAs, man. MJ's just over there going, if you want to land a man, you have to be bulimic.
Just be skinny and pretty and ignore him for years and years and years and years.
And also be super pissed off when he's being responsible. Be super selfish about it.
Yeah. When he wants to help people, get mad.
Get mad.
Get so mad at him that you start smoking more than you already do.
He promised he'd stay at home for a whole week. Yeah. He promised he'd stay at home for a week, even though he could not have foreseen that one of the most evil fucking creatures in the world has escaped.
Or also, you live in New York City. If he doesn't work for a week, and she wants him to stay home for a whole week, not even a Spider-Man, if he doesn't work for a week, they're going to lose their apartment. Is that what she wants? I think it is.
I read somewhere that there are castles being sold for cheaper than flats in New York, which honestly makes me really want to save up to buy a castle. I think that should be the new Rogue Villain Studios. Imagine if we us villainous rogues that we are, broadcasting from our own dilapidated castle.
Our own castle. It's got to be on the side of a volcano.
Parts unknown.
Yeah. We're the ultimate warrior now.
Piranhas surrounding them in the moat.
From parts unknown. The ultimate warrior. Unknown.
When the galactic forces come down from Valhalla, brother.
I always
and the
him.
space trip feeds into your brain like the electric trip of acid coming down from Odin's nipples. You'll know. Not the force of the ultimate warrior cannot be defeated.
For some reason, as a kid, I ate that shit up. I loved it.
Of course, you were suckling the Zeus nipples.
Oh, I was all over. Yeah,
the Odin nipples or whatever. All right, guys, that was Maximum Carnage part whatever.
It was Maximum Carnage 9, WrestleMania 6. You know, talk about taking the airplane down.
First of all, had this been combined with one of the older WrestleManias and Ric Flair would have been involved, this wouldn't have been an issue because the dirtiest player in the game would have given a low blow to Carnage and this whole thing would have been over.
Done.
He'd
have tripped over himself. Carnage like, oh, here's my chance. Bing, done.
Yeah, you
got him.
You're dominating Spider-Man and Venom, but how you think you're going to handle things, Carnage, when the 4 horsemen come and take you on, all right? Arn Anderson and Ric Flair, come on, you're going to get spine busted and figured forward into oblivion, sir.
Even later on, Dean Malenko, yeah, you don't got a chance. Man of 1,000 holds?
The man of 1,000.
I'm pretty sure he can hold Carnage with one of those. Again, call the right people for the job. And we're back.
And we're back to it.
We're back.
Right back around. Right. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Please like, please subscribe. And you got anything else?
Actually, no. I think we went off on enough tangents.
All right, cool. Say hi to your mother for me. Don't pull the pin out on the grenade.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Or maybe he does. I don't know. He's of all my cats, he does have that F the world sort of attitude.